optimistic and paid deep attention.
All new, Monday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots.
Is America headed for a constitutional crisis?
I'm being facetious. I said, what country are we in?
Jelani Cobb investigates the early warnings and allegations of voter suppression.
All new, Tuesday night at 9 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com.
I'm Susan Linkus of the Linkus Group, a fee-based registered investment advisor specializing in financial planning, investment management, insurance strategies, and more. LinkusGroup.com, investing for life.
As COVID-19 cases continue to rise, we take a look at the struggles many kids in Arizona are facing during the pandemic.
Plus, the new ending date for the 2020 census could affect the most underrepresented communities in the country. We'll explain why.
And how different ethnic groups are claiming vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris as their own. We break it down later this half hour.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Milan Andrade.
And I'm Sean Rice. Thank you for joining us. It's been nearly 10 months since the first recorded positive case of coronavirus in the U.S. And since early August, Arizona's positive cases per day have remained under 1,000. But recent numbers released by the Arizona Department of Health Services show a concerning trend. Last week, the total number of COVID-19 cases in our state shot up from 683 to 894. And this week, the same thing. We went from 683 recorded cases yesterday to 902 today. K-12 schools are seeing an increase in cases as well as kids return to the classroom. Right now, they're
relationship. Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Senators got another round of questions in for Judge Amy Coney Barrett on the third day of the Supreme Court confirmation hearings. As the upcoming presidential election looms over the highly politicized hearings, more questions were raised surrounding the president's power to delay the elections after Coney Barrett did not answer with a yes or no when asked yesterday if the Constitution gives a president that power. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois asked again today.
Is that still your response?
Senator, I've given that response to every hypothetical that I've been asked in the hearings. And as I said yesterday, I do that regardless whether it's easy or hard. I don't do that to try to, whether the question, would be easy or hard. I don't try to do that to signal it, but I do that because it would be inappropriate for me to make a comment. And I don't think I've answered any legal hypotheticals in keeping with the Justice Ginsburg rule.
After today's questioning, the committee plans to hear from outside witnesses tomorrow, setting the table to vote on the nomination next week and send it to the full Senate for a pre-election day vote.
Governor Doug Ducey's financial policy has been downgraded by a well-known think tank. The Cato Institute gave the Republican a D in the fiscal policy report card on America's governors for 2020. Ducey, who is in his second and last term as governor, has seen his Cato grade decrease over the years. The governor earned an A from Cato on his first report card in 2016, and then that number drops all the way to a C in 2018. In the year's report card, Cato praised Ducey for having pro-market instincts on many policy issues, but marked him down for spending. 26 governors, including 10 Democrats, earned higher grades than Ducey.
Despite the call to defund the police, a new poll shows Phoenix residents want more officers on their streets. It also shows the majority of Phoenicians give the Phoenix Police Department a passing grade and view them in a positive light. According to the OH Predictive Insights survey, 59% of voters say the department deserves an A or a B, while just 15% say it deserves a D or an F. The poll also noted there's a bit of hometown pride when it comes to the city's view of Phoenix PD in general, and specifically on the topics of response times, violent crime, and looting and rioting. Arizonans also believe Phoenix officers do a good or better job than departments in other large cities. The Phoenix Law Enforcement Association commissioned this survey.
Finally tonight, Senator Martha McSally and House Representative Tom O'Halloran proposed a bipartisan bill to expand the Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument boundary. Cronkite News reporter Nicole Long has more information on what this means for the park.
The Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument Boundary Adjustment Act was introduced by Republican Senator Martha McSally in September. The bill will modify 97 acres of federal land into the care of the National Park Service.
The biggest thing is the buildings associated with that, because some of the land, the outbuildings for the national park are within the boundaries of the Coconino National Forest, and that made it a little more difficult from an operational standpoint and a visitor experience. So, and not to mention repairs and maintenance and everything else. So they decided to come to an agreement.
Because the land is being transferred between two government agencies, a bill had to be proposed to make the agreement final. O'Halloran joined McSally's staff on this bill, the representative stating that the mutual agreements with the services made for a smooth collaboration.
Well, the park itself, just from the standpoint of the buildings and maintenance of the buildings, the National Park Service will not have to go to the Forest Service every time and say, we'd like to do this and we'd like to do that. And for the visitor experience, whether it's I think it was the visitor center and the bunkhouse and other outbuildings that were just outside the monument's boundary, but in the forest, now they're able to manage it, and the visitors are able to use that area as part of the national park instead of the national forest, and that will allow them to have a much better experience within the area.
A representative from the park stated that they do not comment on pending legislation. Nicole Long, Cronkite News.
The bill was introduced September 15th and is awaiting further action from Congress.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitnews.arizonapbs.org.
Next on Break It Down, how different ethnic groups are claiming vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris as their own.
Thanks so much, Representative P10, for joining us today. So let's break it down. Kamala Harris is the Democratic candidate for vice president. And while we know that this is a historic candidacy for so many reasons, one that's getting a lot of attention and a lot of us are thinking about is the fact that she is the daughter of immigrants. She's the daughter of an Indian mother and a Jamaican immigrant father. We have lots of groups that seem to want to claim her. And the loudest voices seem to be coming from the African American community here in the United States and also the Indian American community here in the United States. Which groups get kind of dibs, per se, and how important is that conversation in the larger discussion?
Well, I think the main thing is very interesting that when we do have someone who's biracial, that controversy always comes up. And for me, it feels a little hypocritical because there was a time right after emancipation where this whole classification of your bloodline was very critical, very important. If you remember the one drop of blood, if you had one drop of Negro blood, you were Black. No questions asked. It wasn't evaluated in some quantitative measure. You were just Black. And it was the same thing with Meghan Markle. Remember when she married into royalty, all of a sudden, I listened to the news for days and they never said that she was a Black woman, which she is, one drop of blood rule, if you want to go by that. They always said that she was of mixed heritage, biracial, but they never used the term of being Black. She's an African-American woman, her mother's African-American, and if you go by those old standards, she's African-American. So it's always interesting that when Black women move higher up the echelon, like starting to break all those ceilings, then it becomes something that they want to quantify. You know, she's half Black, half Indian and all of that. And the main thing is she's a human being. She's a human being, she's African-American heritage, and that's it. But they always want to dice it up a bit. And I just think it's racist and it's hypocritical.
I think you're 100% right on. But I will tell you, as an Indian American woman myself, and you know, Kamala Harris was a presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, and so it's not like we're not aware of her, and she's obviously been a senator from California. But the day that she was announced as the vice presidential candidate, I cried, and I didn't think I would be as emotional as I ended up being. And I remember I put out a tweet that day saying there's an Indian American woman on the ticket, and how much that meant to me and how much it meant to have a discussion with my daughter and show my daughter that there was somebody that looked like us on the ticket and had a background and a history like us on the ticket. And so I probably claimed her that day, right? And just from kind of an overwhelming sense of emotion that came out of it. And I was wondering if you had a similar experience, because I saw a lot, especially in social media, especially from African American women and also immigrants, saying how emotional they were with that moment, regardless of where they were kind of on the political spectrum.
I don't think I was as emotional as you. I go way back. I remember when Shirley Chisholm ran for president, and I was very proud. I think she was an immigrant. Her family were immigrants as well. It was a very, very proud moment. But to me, what always overshadows that is the attempt to start quantifying her. You know, like saying she's half Indian, she's half Black. I say to people so which half is it? It's not a half, you're blended. I mean, you are one whole composite human being. I guess you can break down the DNA, but she's a whole human being. As many people, I think at this day and age, there are probably very few people who are pure Caucasians, pure Africans, pure anything. I mean, we have been such a mixture. I know, like, you wouldn't think looking at me that I have an Irish grandfather. And it's interesting, growing up, my mother never mentioned that she was half white. Never. It was never even discussed or considered or anything. She's our mother, she's Black.
And I think everything you're saying in terms of how diverse all of our backgrounds are part of the American story. There just seems to be a lot of inspiration in lots of communities and women in general by this candidacy. Is she being asked to be too many things by too many people? Is the burden too high?
Yes, I do. I think it's a very heavy burden. It's hypocritical. And as you know, race is a man-made concept. And I would prefer if we just looked at her as a wonderful, well-accomplished, well-educated human being. What's the purpose of identifying people by race? The original intent was to disenfranchise, to determine who was superior, who was inferior. So it would be good if we stopped that. We're all human beings here. And that other thing too, that they always say that we're a melting pot. Blacks don't melt into that whole mixture. Like with me, I have 2 sons, 4 grandsons, and they will never just be looked at as young men. They're looked at as African American. That whole thing that we're going to melt in and blend in and be considered the phenomenal human beings that we are, that's a difficult thing. It's a very difficult construct, but I think a lot is being put on her. But I'm sure she knew what she signed up for.
And speaking of strong women, groundbreaking women, you are a member of the Arizona House of Representatives, and you're also African-American woman and the only African-American woman in our House. So I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, do you think that this candidacy and everything that's come with it, do you think it'll inspire other women in our state, and especially women of color, to run for elected office?
I certainly hope so, because we need to maintain diversity. We need to have different perspectives and different voices. We need all people at the table, not just white men making decisions, particularly about our Black lives or our bodies or whatever. So I would certainly hope for it. And it is a courageous thing to do. You know, you're putting yourself out there in so many ways, but it's necessary. It's really, truly a necessary sacrifice for the greatest good for all of us.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, because honestly, I'm sure that when you were elected, there was lots of young girls that looked at you and felt the exact same way, and lots of moms that had the exact same conversations that I had with my daughter just recently. So thanks so much for your representation. And look, thanks for joining us today to kind of break it down on Kamala Harris. And we know how much this is impacting us in the present, but I think it's really important to think about how this can be part of changing our future as well. So thanks so much.
My pleasure and my honor. Thank you for having me.
This hour of local news is made possible by contributions from the Friends of PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you. If you have comments about Arizona PBS News, please contact us at one of the addresses on your screen. Thank you.
Next time on Shakespeare and Hathaway, a woman wants the team to investigate her mother's death. She suspects her father's involvement, but when he's killed, they're given a puzzle.
Begin with the princes.
Begin with the princes. Shakespeare and Hathaway.
Tonight at 9 on Arizona PBS.
PBS Online. Share, tweet, watch.
Washington Week is an island of civil discourse in a chaotic media environment. On Friday nights, we gather the best reporters in the nation and have a conversation that's about informing the American people.